Hello and Namaste. In continuation with the linear algebra, the topic matrices, we will be going ahead with the solution of non-homogeneous system of linear equations and part 1. This part purposely done in two parts because I just would like to go ahead with the different kind and different approach of this same non-homogeneous system of linear equations. So, already in the previous playlist of this particular linear algebra matrices, this topic has been discussed, but this topic has been discussed with the perspective of the MCQ type of questions. You'll be going to give the answers very fast. But if you wanted to go into deep into the theoretical part of this non-homogeneous system of linear equations, I have defined the you can say the algorithm or the flow chart. So express non-homogeneous system of linear equations in matrix form, that is Ax equals to B. That means as soon as the equations are being given to you, we have to first find out or first write down Ax equals to B. After that, we need to go and estimate the rank of A and rank of A comma B. That means what you need to write down the augmented matrix. So every detail has been given to you in this playlist of the linear algebra. Just follow the session wherein I first time introduced the non-homogeneous system of linear equations. Solution for that. Then after this, again the two cases will arise, rank of A and rank of A comma B, right? That is the rank of A and augmented matrix, the rank of that. So first case is if both of them are not equal, so rank of A is not equal to rank of A comma B, then the system is inconsistent. That is, the system will not have any solution. No solution for this particular system of equations will exist. The second situation arises when the rank of A is equal to rank of A comma B, then the system is consistent. That is, it will have a solution. Now, what will happen after that? Again, this rank of A and rank of A comma B, along with that, we have to take care of n, that is a number of unknowns. Number of variables or number of unknowns. So, number of variables based on based on this, again the two cases will arise. The first case says that rank of A is equal to rank of AB, which is also same as the n, that is the number of unknowns or number of variables. Then we have to say that the unique solution will exist. That means what, this system of linear equation, this non-homogeneous system of linear equations will have only one solution. Only one solution for this, when the case will arise that rank of A is equal to rank of A comma B is equals to small n. That means what, R is equals to small n will arise. There's another case is if the rank of A is equal to rank of AB, but the rank of this particular this is less than the small r. That means r is less than the n, that is the number of unknowns. At that time, the infinitely many number of solutions will exist for this system of linear equations or non-homogeneous system of linear equations. So this is a flow chart which I just wanted to simplify the things. That is the reason it's been done it in this way. Okay, so let us go ahead with a simple example, that is to show that the linear equations, these are the three equations being given to us. Now in this case, if you observe this 2, 6 and this is, so that means what, the third, because we have got x, y and z, three variables. So this columns are for the variables. So the x, y and z, x, y and z. So first equation I can write down as 2, 6, 0, the coefficient matrix. Then 6, 20 minus 6, and the third one is 0, 6 and minus 18. Now this particular equation, this particular question will have two approach. The first approach, this approach I have already explained you in the previous session of non-homogeneous session, wherein here I have to say that if the determinant of A equals to 0, that means what, A inverse will not exist. Now in the present case, determinant of A is coming out to be 0. That means what, this Ax equals to B in this equation will not have this x is equals to A inverse B, because if this is happening, determinant of A is equals to 0, that means what, this implies that this A inverse will not exist, and therefore this type of solution will not have the solution. Thus this type of equations will not have the solution. Other approach says that this augmented matrix, which we have already explained, I have already explained in the previous session with the flow chart, that is the augmented matrix, that is C equals to A comma B. Then this matrix has been written as in this way, that is this matrix we have to consider the entire matrix as a whole, that is the matrix of order 3 cross 4, which can be written as R2. Now what exactly we are doing it? We are doing it, it is the first non-zero element, below that we have to make it 0. So 6 we are trying to make it as 0. Using the transformation R2 minus 3 times R1. That means here the R2 row is going to change. Rest of the first and the third row will remain the same as that of the previous matrix, and therefore this particular matrix is come in this way. Now still it is not in the echelon form. Again one transformation would go, that is using this 2 we have to make this 6 0. We have to make this 6 0. Again the same transformation, r3 minus 3 times r2 will give me this transformation. Now in this transformation, now this becomes an echelon form because the first non-zero element below that is 0. Then again moving to the next row, first non-zero element is present here, below that is present 0. Then the next non-zero element is coming out to be here, which is a minus 91, and that means what this particular matrix we have got as into the echelon form. Let me just erase this particular so that you will understand it better. Yeah. After that we have to find, so now if you observe here for the rank of A, so rank of A we have to just consider this, oh just a minute. So rank of A, that means we have to consider rank of this matrix. If you'll observe here in the echelon form, rank of this matrix is 2, and the rank of this entire A comma B, that is a C matrix, is equals to 3. That means what, both the ranks are not equal. If they are not equal, that means what, the solution or equation are not consistent, means what, the solution will not exist. That means what, this type of equation is not possible. It's not possible here. This type of equation is not possible, and hence the solution will not exist. Then hence the consistency, and hence the solve the following equations. These are the 4 equations been given to us. Now if you observe this particular equation, if I am writing it into A into x is equals to B form, this is the form, the matrix of coefficient into matrix of the variables is equals to matrix of constants. So which is equals to, this is again we are writing the augmented matrix of this particular matrix. So this augmented matrix would be of the order 4 cross 4 because we have got 4 equations and we have got 3 unknowns, and this first, the third, last column would be of the matrix of constants, which would give us here again the same. First is here present here a non-zero element here, then below this 3, 4 and 2 we need to convert this into the zeros because that for this particular thing we have to have the transformation r2 minus 3 times r1, r3 minus 4 times r1 and r4 minus 2 times r1. If you wanted to follow how to find out the echelon form, this is been also given to you in the particular series, and you can just follow that. So again this type of thing you will get it. I am not concentrating much more on the transformations. I am just concentrating on you explaining the non-homogeneous system of linear equations. Again the same thing, this has been come. I am considering this as a non-zero element. Below that this minus 11 have to be equals to 0, or otherwise before that I think this minus 5 can be converted into the 1 1 1, and then this can be also one of the way to go ahead with. So r3 plus 10 times 11 times r2 will give us this type of matrix. Now if you observe this type, this is now in an echelon form. Again this 6 and 6 can be converted into this 1, so that the answer would come as very simple. So here this is the matrix, we have got it in a echelon form because here I am trying to convert the leading one here. That also I have been explained you here in the echelon form, just follow that session. Then r is equals to 3, rank of the matrix is 3, n is equals to 3 because here n is 3, x1, x2 and x3. Only 3 variables are there, 4 are the equations. Do not get confused in that. We have got here number of equations is equals to 4 and number of variables, they are equals to 3, right? So we are looking here as n, which is number of variables, which are 3 here, and therefore rank of C is equals to rank of A, that is rank of augmented matrix is same as rank of A is equals to 3. That means what, the solution exists. Now this type of solution, this is the solution. You will observe that these are the equations we are going to get it by the back substitution. If you will observe this particular matrix is 1 to 1, because of this 1 we are directly getting the value of x3 here. x3 is equals to 1, just put the value, take this value, put it in the previous equation, we will get the value of x2. Similarly, if we will take the value of x2 and x3 in the first, we will be getting the value of x1. So in this way you will be getting x1, x2 and x3 as 1, 0 and 1 respectively. Then moving ahead with this, which is a find. Now this is again a different type of example wherein you have to use the concept of the unique solution, no solution, infinite solution and so on. Let us go ahead. This is the equations are given to you. This lambda and mu, they are the unknowns given to us. Now we have to find out the values of lambda and mu for the linear equations for unique solution, no solution, and infinite. Let us just go ahead, because before going to that we have to go and find out the augmented matrix of this. Again the same thing will happen here. This leading one, this one has to be equals to 0, this 2 has to be equals to 0 using this element 1. Okay, then this is what we have got it. Again using this 1, make this 1 as 0, make this 1 as 0, so we will be getting something like this, and we'll be getting the augmented like this, augmented matrix like this. First condition, we need a unique solution. For the unique solution, as we have seen in the algorithm, or you can say the flow chart, rank of A has to be equals to rank of C equals to 3, because rank of A and rank of C, if they are equal and if they are equals to the number of variables. Now what are the number of variables? N is equals to, because X, Y and Z, these are the three equations given to us. These are the three variables which are present there. Therefore N is equals to 3, and therefore if you will observe here, we want the rank of them equals to 3. That means what? We don't want this particular number non-zero. This is also non-zero. So that means lambda minus 6 not equals to 0. That is lambda should not be 6, and mu minus 16 should not be 0. That is mu should not be 16. Actually this second condition would be there or would not be there, because the thing is, if I'm taking this as 16 or plus 16 or minus 16 doesn't matter actually. So if you can consider this as, instead of taking this mu minus 16 not equals to 0, you can take the value of mu as anything. The value of mu might be any value. That can also be done here, right? Okay. Then for the no solution, what we need, rank of A should not be equals to rank of C. That is the augmented matrix. So let us say the rank of A is 2 and rank of C equals to 3. So that case will arise only if this lambda minus 6 is going to be 0 and this is non-zero. So this is equals to 0 and this has to be not equals to 0, right? That means this is the condition arise for this no solution. Now if I need the infinitely many solutions here, so rank of A and rank of C have to be equals to 2. That means what? Lambda minus 6 should be equals to 0 and mu minus 16 also equals to 0. That means what? We need the value of lambda as 6 and mu is equals to 16. So this and plays very important role in the infinitely many solutions, wherein in unique solution we need this as OR, right? That means what? So this lambda should not be 6. This condition is compulsory, but this mu can take any value. It might be 16, might not be 16, doesn't matter. Okay, now second case, in this particular, one more question they have asked us, that is the find the solution for lambda equals to 2 and mu equals to 8. So let us put those values here in this augmented matrix. After putting these values here in this augmented matrix, we are going to get this type of matrix. Again, this type of matrix can be written in the equation form as this, and we will be getting the equation as this. From this last here, we will be getting lambda, this z equals to 2. Take this value, put it, this z equals to 2 can be put it here in this second equation, and you will get y is equals to minus of 4. Z and y can be put it here in the first equation, and you will be getting the value as x equals to 8. And the final equation or the solution would be 8 minus 4 and 2 for x, y and z respectively for this particular question. Then this is one more question I would like to address for this particular session. That is for find for what values of k the set of equations have no solution, infinitely many solutions. Again, I'm going a little bit of fast over here because almost the same thing we have discussed every time. Augmented matrix, then reducing the augmented matrix into an echelon form. So if you'll observe, these are the transformations we'll require here to get this augmented matrix. Now if there is a no solution, that means when this is happening, when R is rank of A is not equals to rank of C. Now this is happening only if I'm getting this rank of A is equals to 2 and rank of C, AC, or you can say A comma B or C is equals to 3. That case is happen when K minus 7 is not equals to 0. That means I don't want this number. So this number should not be 0. So this K minus 7 should not be 0. That means what? K should not be 7. In this way, there is no solution for this particular thing will happen. If there are infinitely many solutions, when will that happen? That will happen when we will have the rank of A is 2 and rank of C is also equals to 2. For rank of C equals to 2, we should have this is equals to 0. For this equals to 0, that means what? K have to be equals to 7. we will be putting this value k equals to 7 in this particular equation, so we'll be getting this. So these are the two equations we'll be getting here, because if we will observe here, the last row of this particular matrix will go to 0. Therefore here if you observe, the rank of this particular matrix A comma C is equals to 2, and the variables are 4. Which are the variable? X, Y. So the variables, if you observe here in this X, Y, Z and T, we have got the 4 variables. So n is equals to 4 in the present case, and this is the matrix capital B, right? This column is dedicated for the column B. Okay, and therefore n minus r, which is equals to 4 minus 2 is equals to 2, which is 2 number of parameters we have to find it out, and we know the situation. The parameters means t belongs to r minus singleton 0. That means we have to assume a value from the real number, any value other than 0. We should not assume the value as 0, right? And therefore, let us, for example, we have got this as the second equation. We have got here 3 variables, y, z and t involved. Out of that, we are just assuming any 2 random values. You can go for y and t, you can go for y and z also, but now in the present today's this session, I am considering t equals to k1 and z equals to k2. So that means this k1 and k2, so this k1 and k2 are the values from this set r minus singleton of 0. That means what? I am not assuming k1, k2 as 0. Other than 0, we are assuming any value. And therefore, if you observe, just by putting the values here, we'll be getting the y value as 1 plus 4 k2 minus k1. So we have got the value of y in terms of k1 and k2. Similarly, if we'll take these values of t, z and y, and we'll get it put it in the first equation here, we'll be getting the value of x as 3 plus 3 k2 plus k1. So this value of x has been got it again in terms of k1 and k2. So if what do you mean by infinitely many solution? This case will arise when we have got to assume some parameters, right? Now, for example, here, why this has been called as the infinitely many solutions? Because we are assuming the value k1 and k2. So whatever, suppose I'm putting the value of k1 as 1, k2 as 2, so I'll be getting one set of values of x, y, z and t. Similarly, k1 is equals to 100, k2 is equals to minus 100. So again, I'm going to get some values, some set of values for x, y, z and t. So in this way, we have got here in capital R, we have got infinitely many numbers present, and therefore we have got here the infinitely many solutions for this particular case, whereby the value of k equals to 7. In this way, we'll be getting the infinitely many solutions when this is happening, whenever there is a difference between the number of variables and the rank of a matrix. Okay, and this is a self-observation slide for you all. Determine the values of A and B. This is answers. 2 questions along with the answers have been given to you. If at all you have any query related to this, please write me in the comment section so that I can address you for this. Thank you so much. Happy learning.